I'm Crystal Washington, technology strategist and futurist.
And I'm Karen McCullough, the millennial evangelist who helps you adapt to change. And today, we want you to rethink it forward.
And by rethink it forward, we mean that there are things that have worked for all of us in the past that probably aren't going to work for us in the future. And if we're to be really honest, they're not even working for us right now that well.
Well, today we're going to talk about the generations, which is my favorite topic. But we're going to talk about them in regards to how well they're doing on this social distancing or this physical distancing. You can call it what you want, but it's how well are they doing at staying away from others?
I'm interested in hearing your perspective on this one, Karen.
I've had a ball. I really have had a ball doing the research. And then Easter Sunday came, and as I walked through my neighborhood, I'll tell you what I saw. I saw baby boomers breaking the law. I saw Easter egg hunts with their baby boomer grandparents hugging their little grandchildren. And it wasn't just one or two homes. It was throughout my walk. So let's start with the baby boomer, okay? I am one. But I do believe I have evolved into more of a millennial Gen X sort. But anyway, that's another whole story. Baby boomers born between 1946 and 1964. They've been through a lot. They think that they are resilient because they've been through Vietnam. They've been through, so many recessions, right? They've been through many, many crises with our health.
Right.
And they're still standing. And so I think a lot of them haven't really taken this. I mean, I think that they think they take it seriously, but they're out shopping. The studies show that they're still out there shopping, and some of them are not wearing masks. So I would say if we were going to do a scorecard, you get a D, baby boomers. Now, those of you that are, I don't want to hear from you, or I do, and you can tell me you are, but this is like overall what's going on.
Karen?
Yes?
Do you know what my baby boomer parents did?
I don't know, but I want to hear.
They recently got back from a cruise, Karen. They went on a cruise. Information coming out about COVID-19.
Oh, this is your parents?
My parents, the people who made me, okay?
Are you watching this video?
They could be. And of course, when they came back, their jobs quarantined them for 2 weeks, so they couldn't come back to work. But I love baby boomers, and again, not everyone, like you said, it's not everybody, but and talking to my friends, we're all having the same experience where it's really, really hard to get our parents to take this seriously, which is crazy because they're technically they're the most vulnerable population. So you think, but I don't know.
I think baby boomers like to give advice. I think that baby boomer parents, they like to be parents and they like to tell you what to do. They're very much, think about all the years, all the decades that they've been in control. And I believe that, they're laughing at this. Even because I do wear my mask out and I see a lot of baby boomers that don't have their mask on. And I think that they just think that they can tough this out. I'm not really sure what they think. I think a lot of baby boomer men, no offense, guys, but they're a little more macho and they're not going to do some of these things. I don't know what it is. So baby boomers, you get a D on this one, okay? But I've got to move on.
Tell us in the comments why you're doing what you're doing. I'm trying to understand. But Karen, you said we're moving on. Who's next?
Okay. So when I'm doing my keynote, this is I have a lot of fun with Gen X. So these are people that were born between 1965 and 1979. And they're like the sandwich generation. They're sandwiched in between the baby boomer and the millennial, the two most self-absorbed generations. And then you've got these Gen Xers in the middle who are very, very practical. They are very much in control. Not only do they have to monitor and help and yell at their baby boomer parents, but they've also got little kids at home. So this is a generation that thinks that they were cut out for this, that this social distancing is like their thing. Because I don't know if you all remember that we called them baby boomers. We did this. We called them the latchkey kids, right? And they feel like they have spent their whole life in isolation. People forget that they're even a generation. CBS just did a report on the generations and they totally left Gen X out.
No.
So Gen X, I love you. And I love the way you are taking this very, very seriously because your kids want to go out. Your kids want to be social and you have got to manage your parents and your kids. So you're still stuck in the middle. Do you have anything on Gen X?
Yeah, I actually think Gen X is probably doing the best out of anybody when it comes to social distancing. I think they're the ones who are really practicing what they preach. Almost to a point where it seems slightly insane. So I'm a millennial and I happen to be married to a Gen X.
All right.
Karen, we had to go to the grocery store the other day and my husband, do you want to know what my husband made me wear?
Oh, I'm dying to see this. Yeah. I can't believe, really?
I'm going around the
I gotta take a picture of that.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Get a screenshot from the video.
Well, you, a millennial, did that. Did you get any crazy looks? Put it up again. I've got to see it, please. I need one of those if I ever have to get on an airplane.
Oh, yes, we got some interesting looks. The good thing is we're at the grocery store and most people had on masks, but not those kinds of masks. You know, they had on the little, it wasn't even the N95 mask. They had on just the little, the little covering mask.
The bandana.
Meanwhile, we're in there looking like it's World War III going on. But that's my Gen X husband and he's serious and he wants to keep us safe and we have matching ones. So if you see two people walking around with a lot of hair and two masks and you can't see our faces, it would be me and my husband.
Well, he's a great guy. I know. And he probably wants to keep his mother safe. I know that he loves her. And yeah, right. Yeah. I think that's what I'm seeing with my Gen X kids. They worry about me finally, and they want to keep me safe. They brought a bike over for me, so I get to ride my bike through the neighborhood. But anyway, hope I don't fall. So let's move on. So this is kind of funny. So the millennials, born between 1980, yeah, go millennials, millennial evangelists, and 1997. And here's the thing. We, baby boomers in the media, we blame millennials for everything. No matter what's gone wrong, it's those millennials that did it, right? You're blamed for the guys with their little beards. You ended the razor business. Those millennials, they don't drink normal beer. They drink the little IPA beer. They ruined the beer business for Coors, right? They've ruined everything. They don't use soap anymore. They use the little pump bottle lotions. They don't use paper napkins. They use paper towels. And no matter whatever is declining, it's the millennials' fault. Yeah. So they blame, when we saw those kids on the beach way back during spring break, what did we say? We said those darn millennials are on the beach, and they weren't millennials. They were Gen Zs, which we'll get to in a second.
No.
So go on. So
no, I was going to say that certainly was not us at the beach. We are the generation that's fighting with our parents to stay home, our boomer parents. We are tagging along with our Gen X siblings, trying to get everyone in line and telling our children, nieces, and nephews to stay off the beaches. So that most certainly was not the millennials.
I was reading an article and it came out and it was written by one of the people in the government, and they're counting on millennials. They said the millennials are so great with social media that they have to start putting out there, be safe, and they are doing it. And I know that we love Gen X, but they're actually saying that the millennials are the best when it comes to social distancing. And I think it's because there's so many of them. There's like over 80 million millennials out there. And if millennials can be very pro this social distancing, it's going to make the biggest difference. So thank you, millennials. We're not blaming you anymore. And now let's move on to those college kids on the beach. We call them Gen Z. And I want you to think about this generation as a beginning of a generation. So the people that were on the beach were kids in college from age 18 to 23, okay? And they're Gen Zs. And I'm not going to defend them, but I'm going to have you think back to when you were in college. Think back to spring break. Think back to you bought a ticket, an airline ticket. You're going to go to either California or Florida to the beach. And then this thing comes out that there's a virus out there. And people are saying that it doesn't affect kids in the very beginning. It's really more for the elderly. And you want to go to the beach. What would you do? I'd probably go to the beach. What about you, Crystal?
Yeah, I'm thinking back to me at that age. I don't know what I would have done. But what I do know, it's not a clear-cut case.
No.
When you're that young, you're not really thinking about everything, and you don't necessarily take serious things serious. And it's not that you don't care. It's just you think you're invincible, and you think it's just you.
I get it. I think that you think you're invincible. So let's give them a break. Let's stop blaming I know we've had fun poking at the generations, and my whole idea right now is to stop all the blaming, to actually begin to help people. So when the news came out, and I know this from some of my nieces and nephews, when they realized that they could bring the virus home to their grandparents and to their parents, they got scared. And so now we see a lot more seriousness and a lot of them social distancing. But think of how hard it is, because that generation goes all the way down to like 8-year-olds.
Yeah.
So think of how little kids are missing their friends right now. So I think we all have to open up our hearts. And I think that we all have to realize that we're all in this together, and that we need to social distance, physical different distance, whatever you want to call it. And I think we need to just love each other more and be kind.
Aw, I like that.
Well, that's where I am today. So I'm spreading kindness because I love the generations. I love talking about them. I love laughing about them. But in the end, we're all in this together. So let's all stay safe and let's be healthy.
All right. Well, we'll see everybody on Fun Friday.